Danny is in there warming up right now. I'm going to record probably from 315 to 500 for him, and we'll just get a bunch of angles of it. So he's 17 years old. His body weight's sitting at 270 right now. And if you don't know anything about me, I bench 500 at 17, and Danny is actually my client, and he's now going to attempt 500 at 17 after we do this this attempt. I lift him off and get this video. I'm gonna have a sit-down conversation with him, and we're just gonna talk a little bit, do an interview style, and ask him what were some of the key things that helped him to get to this point, 500 at 17. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself as a coach to be able to say, like, wow, if he hits this today, I have successfully coached 2 500 benches at 17. I don't think any other coach could say that. So he's getting ready to go right now. Let's do it.
So we're at 315 right now. We're going to go up to 365, 405, 455, and then straight up to the big 500, baby. Oh, yeah, lightweight.
All right, so when will you take a lift off?
Right at 405.
Gotcha, let's go. Ready?
Easy. Bench. 2, 3, up.
Holy shit, bro. Woo! Bro.
It's there. 1, up. Up. My foot came out again. Motherfucker.
What happened?
My foot came just like an inch off.
Push.
All right, guys, before Danny takes his third attempt at this weight, the final attempt, go ahead, email me, send me a DM on Instagram if you're interested in coaching, and back to the program. Up! Yeah! Let's fucking go! Let's go, bro!
Let's fucking go!
Whoa!
Let's go!
No way, bro! So we're here with the man. He just benched 500 pounds. I'm absolutely thrilled for him. I'm going to ask him a few questions now about like his powerlifting journey, what went through his mind for a lift like this, and what benefited him most to get to this point. All right, so obviously since that lift just happened like 15 minutes ago, you want to tell us like what goes through your mind before such like a big lift like that? That's 500 pounds. That's enough fall on your neck and kill you instantly. What goes through your mind?
Honestly, most of the time, I'm kind of like empty-headed as hell. Like, I just kind of get under the bar and just like think caveman rock, push it up. The more I overthink, the worse the lift usually goes, which is why 500 has been such a struggle for me. It's taken like forever to hit this 500 just because every time I get under a bar, under a heavy weight, I'm just like, oh shit, like I'm going to drop it. I'm going to fail it. I'm going to tear something. Like the second the bad thoughts leave is the second good things happen. Is pretty much all I got.
All right, so for the viewers that watch that, obviously you hit that on the third attempt. Would you mind just telling the viewers, like, what was going through your head, just like the motivating factor that was like, man, I'm going to get this on the third attempt? Because I hit my 500 on the second attempt, right? And really that was just driven by the fact I slid on the first one. I was like, I know it's there, I'm going to come back. But you did it a third time. What was going through your head? Like, what was the motivation there?
So for me, the biggest thing was the first attempt, I had a similar thing. My foot slid out, my back slid on the pad, and I didn't really use much energy. So all my confidence was still through the roof. I was like, oh yeah, I just had a few missed grooves and I still got the strength. I got the power, all that's there. The second attempt was kind of like trying to change up too much, like trying to meet the bar. There's a few things that I hadn't normally done that we tried to do, and I used a decent amount of energy, but I still felt like great and fresh right after. So I had more than enough confidence going in, and then funny enough, with the lift off, there was a first attempt at the lift off, which I moved further down the pad. So Blake gave me the same lift off he gave me.
Oh shit, take it. What the fuck?
That was like every other time, but it ended up right above my forehead, and I almost did a skull crusher with it. And I think that gave me like the fight or flight instinct to hit it again and just push the weight off my chest, because I kind of had that split second, not that he's going to let 500 drop on me, but I had that split second of, oh shoot, this is coming at my forehead. I'm cooked. So I just had all the strength in the world at that moment.
All right, so for the viewers at home, do you want to tell us just a little bit of your background when you started lifting? What was your motivation for lifting? And kind of like how many years, how much time it took to get to this point?
So honestly, my entire life I've been kind of like strength oriented. Like growing up, I was always the strong kid. My parents were like, "Oh yeah, half the time you're like 8 years old and you're picking up stuff that like hurts us to pick up." So I was always like around strength, like cared about being stronger and like thought I was strong. But then I never really started lifting until about freshman year when I convinced my parents to drive me to Crunch. And then sophomore year, I was at the gym at my school, and then junior and senior year, I felt Lake County Barbell and started powerlifting. So I've only been in powerlifting for 2 years, but lifting for strength and numbers for like 4. But I really only cared about the powerlifting stuff for 2.
If you guys watch my channel, you know that I talk a lot about it doesn't just matter who you're surrounded by or who your coach is. While I could try to take some of the credit for Danny's lift, I really can't because it comes from within. So I'm going to ask Danny, through all his years, through powerlifting, through multiple different gyms, what was the number one key thing that you picked up to help blow your bench up? Because, I mean, you're up over 120 pounds in the past year, which is crazy. So what was that one thing that you say helped you the most?
I'd say the biggest thing for my bench has been volume. I mean, I started maybe like when I was trying to do bodybuilding splits, I'd bench twice a week, maybe once a week with flat bench, and then twice a week with like dumbbells or whatever. But the time my strength started coming was when I started benching 3 to 4 times a week. But like, again, don't overdo it. Times when I'm benching 5, 6 times a week, I have to get a deload so fast. Like I get so cooked from it, and like I'll grow really quick, but then I'll sink really far back, and then it's just a back and forth. So the biggest thing that I've ever found is just volume. Find the best volume that works for you. Don't go too high over it. Don't stay too low under it, and then you'll make as much progress as you can in a shorter period of time.
All right, so moving off of kind of like some of that advice, if you have like one tip that you could give to newer lifters, people starting the gym, they see a 500-pound bench, they can't even dream of a number that big, right? What do you have, if you just had one tip for newer lifters, what would that one tip be?
So I'd say the biggest tip for newer lifters is set small goals. A lot of people like to be like, oh, I just hit 135 and my goal's 500, and that's good, that's great and all that. But like you should be thinking, I want 155 next, and then once you get to 155, that 200 number looks so much closer. And if you just keep incrementally setting small goals, as you get farther in your journey, those bigger numbers will come way faster than you think, and you're not like thinking I have this gigantic gap like between my current PR and my all-time goal, because truth is once you get to that goal, you're always going to want more. So always set small goals, try to get those small goals, try to be the best version of yourself, and don't think about the big 2-year future numbers as much as you probably already do.
All right, and since we all know nobody's perfect and we're definitely never going to be satisfied with where we're at on bench, what would you say your biggest struggle is right now on bench press? Like the one thing that you just wish you could fix or that you're working towards fixing?
So my biggest struggle is in competition lifting, keeping my butt on the bench. I don't like lift an obscene amount off, but I'm usually like an inch off the pad, and my butt usually clears the pad, and that just does not fly in competitions. Like I can push up solid 30 pounds more if I keep my butt off the bench, and it's just been so hard to find the cues of like getting my feet wider, getting my hands wherever to try to keep my butt on the pad, keep it locked, and get that perfect comp form.
All right, well, Danny, I appreciate you coming on here. Would you recommend my coaching to the viewers out there?
1000%, get it right now.
All right, appreciate it. But guys, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Email me, DM me if you're interested in coaching. Thank you for watching this video. Shout out Danny V for being the star today. And Blake West signing out. Peace.